Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Santosha Holistic Center Spiritual Worship Service. We're happy to have you this evening. If you're on, I'd love it if you sent some likes, just so we like to try to start after a few people get on. So my name is Reverend Angie Hewitt-Apt, and I'm going to be joined later by Reverend Irene Lavin and Kelly Wall and Karen Sully are all here. So I thank everybody. And this is going to be our yearly Burning Bowl ceremony that Kelly joins us every January to do. So really it's tradition. And last month I spoke about traditions. I love traditions. I want to just ask, I'm going to ask you if anybody's here for the first time, but we're on Facebook Live. So you probably can't answer me as quickly as I'd need you to. So I want to read you a little bit about what this worship service is about. This worship service is based on the religion of spiritualism. It actually started here in Western New York in 1848. Spiritualism believes that life continues after the physical change called death, and that God is a loving God who wants only our greatest good. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience as we learn lessons for our individual growth. Spiritualism firmly believes that the gateway to reformation or change for the better is always open to each of us. And again, if you're just coming on, I want to welcome you to Santosha's monthly spiritual worship service. And I'm Reverend Angie Hewitt-Apt. I wanted to start tonight's service off with something written actually on Facebook today by a good friend of mine, one of my teachers and my mentor. A lot of you probably know her too. Her name is Reverend Elaine Thomas, and she is founder of Fellowships of the Spirit, School of Healing, Prophecy, and Church. So I want to read this, and I think as I do, you'll understand why. Today, our country, our government, and all who live here are in need of healing. No matter what our individual beliefs are, no matter what our political views are, no matter what we believe spiritually, it is a time to come together this day to sow the seeds of love. Love is a living, vital force. Love lights the way. Love casts no shadow. So I ask each one of you to pray for a peaceful resolution to what is going on in our country this day. And at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we at Fellowships of the Spirit are asking that you join with us in prayer wherever you are as we unite in the love of the Creator for this peaceful resolution. In the words of Martin Luther King, one day we must come to see that peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at a goal. We must pursue peaceful ends through peaceful means. For those of you who might like a written prayer, this one is inspiring. God, we allow ourselves to move into the deep wells of your grace and love, awaiting the movement of your Spirit. We loosen ourselves up so that we may become aware of what it is that you are seeking to do in us and in our world, so that after this time together, we may not only be refreshed and renewed, but we may be on the scent of that which is your will for us. To know your will, O God, and to sink our minds and purposes into your will and purpose. This is the heart of our hunger as we await your presence and your movement. Work through us as agents of your peace. And may your peace, which passes all understanding, be ours now and forever. Peace is not something you wish for. It's something you make, something you do, something you are, and something you give away. And that prayer was written by Robert Fulghum on Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And this piece I just read, again, was written by Elaine Thomas, a very good friend of mine, a mentor, a teacher. She is founder of Fellowships of the Spirit, School of Healing and Prophecy in Church. So I want to give her credit for those beautiful words that I feel are so needed. I didn't know exactly what to talk about this evening, and I found Elaine's words on Facebook, and she gave me permission to share them with you. So, and in the words, I was actually going to quote her one more time. And sometimes things happen in our lives, and sometimes things happen in our world, and we feel helpless, and we feel, scared or afraid, and we don't know what to do, and we want to do something. And I think sometimes that's the worst, is not knowing what to do. And I remember a student one time saying that to Elaine, that they didn't know what to do about a situation. And Elaine said, "Did you pray for them?" And I stopped and I thought, yeah, that's what we can do. And she went on to explain that all of us can pray, and all of us have healing energy inside our hearts. And if we send healing energy from our hearts into any situation in the world or in our lives or people that we love or what have you, it works. And that's what we can do. We can come together and we can pray, and we can pray for a peaceful outcome. And so I would like to, just for a moment, we always have healing as part of our service. And I'm going to read a prayer, and I'm going to ask you all to just close your eyes for a moment, and let's just send healing and peace out, because that's something we can do. I am a creative being using my energy to co-create a wonderful world. I know that I create my experience of life from within, and as I do so, I also send forth ripples of energy around me that echo into the world. My positive thoughts gather with the thoughts and prayers of others, and together we create enough positive energy not only to heal our own lives, but also the earth we share. I am grateful for the ability to co-create good in my life and on the planet. And for the healing segment again of our service, if you could close your eyes for just a moment and imagine that beautiful white light coming down from above, and imagine it moving into your heart space and all around your heart. Feeling the healing energy as it moves through you, but also knowing you can send healing from your heart to anywhere in the world that you want to send. And I ask you to imagine yourself doing this now, sending a beam of white light from your heart out into the world, knowing that we can make a difference together. And just a moment of silence as we send healing from our hearts out into the world. Peace, peace, peace. Amen. Thank you, everyone. And if you're just tuning in, again, I'm Reverend Angie Hewitt-Apt, and this is Santosha's Spiritual Worship Service. And I now want to turn things over to my friend, Reverend Irene Lavin. And Irene is going to take us into a beautiful meditation. And I always look forward to her meditations. She's got the perfect voice for it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Irene.
you, Angie. All right, so I assume you're all feeling comfortable right now, but we're going to increase that comfort. And so just be in a comfortable position and close your eyes, because this is a meditation that is going to link to the stillness within you. You know, we need that, a little bit of that stillness, that beautiful, everlasting, divine stillness today. We need that. So the first thing we're going to do on a personal level is just exhale. Just breathe out. Breathe out. And when you're ready, breathe in. And feel this breath filling you. And then as you let it go, just washing away all cares, all doubts, all remainders from the day. Just let them go. There they go. And on your next breath, we breathe in freshness and clearness into our being. And feel a sense of renewal with that. And when you're ready, just let go of any stale air, stale thoughts, stale energies. We let them go. They've had their place, and it's time to go. One more breath at your own pace to refresh you. And we feel ourselves centering. Before we go into meditation, we tell our bodies that it's time for peace, for quietness, for calm. We let that sink in. And then we go to our emotional self, which the God in us treasures. And we tell our emotional self, it is time for stillness, to relax in the warmth of God's love, to harbor, find safe harbor in God's love, and a new perspective of our very beings. And then we go to our minds, and we are patient with our minds. And we ask them to relax too, and know the peace that just sitting, relaxing in spiritual energy affords us and brings us. We encounter our best selves in this time. And so our mind calms down, calms down, calms down. And we are patient with any thoughts that pop up, and we let them go. Send them on their way. And at this time, we speak to all of ourselves, our earthly selves, our physical selves, emotional, our spiritual selves, and we pray. We ask that these all parts of ourselves be in divine alignment, so that we may receive that which is divine within us, that we may strengthen our cord to the divine, that cord that always connects us without fail in every circumstance and beyond. And we are now seeing ourselves going into at one-ment, connecting with the bright light, with the peace of that inner divine self that each of us carries, that is part of our birthright and our heritage. And we stand in that light. We feel its availability to us, surrounding us, nurturing us. Its presence uplifts us. And for the space of a few seconds, we go into quiet, into stillness, where we can better know at one with our divine selves. And we feel fortitude coming within, fortitude pouring into us to strengthen us now and in the days ahead. We feel energy of spirit abiding within us, containing our doubts, providing wisdom to guide us as we step forward each day. That wisdom will come each time we align ourselves and open with assuredness and grace and positivity, that its spiritual wisdom and strength are ours whenever we open in trust and faith and know we are loved. We are one. We are one with the Father, Creator. Amen. And as you feel yourself gaining that, slowly, very slowly, you are returning to the room. And you are preparing yourself to move forward in this beautiful, beautiful wisdom and love. Wiggling your fingers and toes and grounding yourself. And knowing that you are not alone. You are steadfast in this love, peace, and wisdom of the Holy Spirit. Are you back? So we'll just enter and just know that this peace and this relaxation is yours anytime you want. Any time of the day or night, you can open up and feel it with you. Just trust and say that simple prayer of, I'm aligning myself, all of myself with the divine. And then just relax and open up.
Thanks, Irene. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
That's what we needed. We needed a nice meditation.
We do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. Thank you, Angie. Mm-hmm. I do have some announcements before you introduce our speaker.
Yes, everyone, Kelly Wall is here, and we're going to move on to our burning bowl ceremony pretty soon. So be ready. Okay. All right, go ahead, Irene.
Well, for Santosha, these are announcements for a new year of new things. January is packed, and all classes are online. So I'm going to go in chronological order, and I want to remind everybody that you can find more details at SantoshaHolisticCenter.com. And you can also register, sign up for classes too. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Every Friday, there is now Angie and Friends, Spiritual Conversations. All right. That's going to come. Angie is going to be talking to Linda Elson, and Angie and Friends it's going to be at noon this Friday, live streamed on Facebook and on Lilydale. Facebook. Angie does a little bit of meditation and some intuitive tips and has a guest speaker, and Linda will be talking about the energy changes for 2021, the year of the ox. So look for Angie each Friday at noon. So, and I want to talk a little bit, just jumping ahead, about Linda Elson's workshop. It is, we are so pleased and proud that Linda Elson is presenting through Santosha, and it is the year of the ox. She talks about the annual feng shui energy changes, and this is it for this year on Saturday the 16th from 1 to 3. And mark that on your calendar. Many people have already signed up, and there's room for many more. And you can join us to learn about the year of the Yin metal ox and how the Feng Shui energy changes will affect you in your home or office. You also learn how to best enhance your health, expand your wealth, attract ideal partnerships, or harmonize existing ones in the new year. So, and there's also talk about strategic placement of symbolic objects to help these changes come about. So join us, and that's from 1 to 3 on Saturday the 16th. So going back a little bit, you won't regret it. Linda is an excellent presenter. On January 9th, which is this Saturday, Nancy Prue is going to be talking about dealing with your emotions and how they can empower you. And she has learned a lot of her intuitive wisdom through working with horses, but this is definitely information for people on how to work with their intuition and their emotions. And that's from 1 to 3 this Saturday. And Nancy is going to be with Santosha for several months, once a month. So come and see, and if this is for you. All right. Okay, and next, we're going to move on to, well, we're going to guided meditation and messages with Angie. And it's
we can do that one.
Okay. Well, let's do Kelly's. Okay. So Kelly's, Kelly, our speaker, is actually going to do a workshop on Saturday, January 23rd. For those of you who have been fascinated with numerology, Kelly knows a great deal, and she's going to talk about the power and meaning behind numbers to help us understand the cycle that 2021 fits into, what your personal numerological cycle is, and what it all means for you. So again, general wisdom and personal wisdom coming your way, through this workshop. Okay, what's next? What's coming up? The guided meditation and messages. Is that coming up next, Karen?
Yeah, just talk about it, Irene. That's okay.
I know. Well, you'll be happy to know that starting this month, we are resuming Sunday meditations from 11 to 12. Well, actually, it's at 12 now. And this Sunday's guest teacher is Reverend Brenda Reading. And this weekly circle includes a relaxing guided meditation, followed by sending healing out into the world, which is an empowering action if you participated in tonight's healing. And also talking about gratitude. This circle always concludes with a guided message or reading circle, right? On Thursdays, twice a month, there's intuitive development for beginners to intermediate with Reverend Angie App. And it's going to be Thursday, January 14th, and Thursday, January 28th. And that is an evening class from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And it's how to develop your intuition, which so many people, I think a lot of people are wistful for, so that you can find a way to what you've wanted, if that's what's in your heart. And what we just saw flashing up was meditation messages and intention setting for 2021. The Sunday after, January 17th from 11 to 12:30, the topic is intention setting. What do I really, really want? And join Reverend Angie for that on Zoom. She's going to talk about and do an exercise with you to help you know what you really want in your life and then set your attention accordingly. 2021 is going to be a powerful year energetically, and setting your intention with this energy will help you manifest. So, and there'll be messages at the end of that. And you can come and just simply enjoy the energy too. For those of you who like to discuss spiritual matters, Becky Wisniewski has a spiritual discussion group on Thursday, January 21st from 7 to 8:30 p.m. This month's topic is, you see that, Don't set resolutions, set intentions. And she said, join us as we discuss ways to intend what we want to create through affirmations, telling a new story, segment intending, and more. Setting intentions is a powerful way to stand in our power and create the life we want. So through all these workshops, I hope you find something that really meets your needs and helps you actualize the life that you desire and that you have a feeling for within you. And I will turn this over to Reverend Angie Yap.
Thank you, Irene. Irene you do such a wonderful job. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
So the exciting part of our evening, as I want to introduce to you our speaker who's going to speak to us, and also she's going to guide us in our burning bowl ceremony, our yearly thing. So I'm going to read, this is Kelly Wall, and I'm going to read her bio first, and then I'm going to let her take it away. Growing up, Kelly was a very imaginative child, always up to something, inventing things, telling stories, and playing. Nature was a comforting source, and Kelly believed she could talk to the wind. As she grew up, she learned that being a seer was a family trait on both sides. Through her awareness of source, she realized it wasn't the wind she was talking to, it was God. And those imaginary friends of hers weren't so imaginary after all, but spirits who wanted to play. Massage therapy led Kelly to the gateway of healing. She picked up right away on the energy of body work as a vessel for healing. Kelly explored energy work and Reiki, which helped attune her healing gifts. She then trained in hands-on healing, where she became a healing minister in the spiritualist community. Kelly has always been psychically aware, as we all have the innate ability of intuition. She had the privilege of working with her esteemed mentor and close friend, and one of my favorite people too, Shirley Calkins Smith, assisting with women's empowerment retreats. This is where Kelly was able to shine and hone in her mediumship abilities, which her mediumship abilities are also of excellence. Although Kelly is always good at comforting others or cracking a joke when a little levity is needed, don't mistake this as cavalier. Kelly takes her service solemnly and is very committed to assisting others in living their highest and best. And I'd like to now introduce you to my friend, and I'm sure a lot of you know her, but my friend Kelly Wall. Welcome, Kelly. Oh, you're on mute. You're muted.
Thank you. I'm coming to you live outside. And I have to tell you, it is quite refreshing. But I am honored and humbled to continue the tradition of our annual Burning Bowl ceremony. And it is very well needed tonight more than ever, as we need it often from time to time. Those of you who are not familiar with this tradition, it is a ritual that stems from the Native American lineage, where they release what no longer serves us for our highest and best, that in which we no longer want to carry with us into the next moon cycle or the new year. And I love that the timing of this is also appropriate, that we are still in the waning moon, which is all about the time of surrender, release, let go, and let God. I had the pleasure of going to Iceland last year to reign in the new year, and they also believe in building bonfires as tall as buildings, and that is their way of not having any negative entities, and they believe in elves and other mischievous fairies, and the fires burn off any of the negative energies as they say goodbye to the end of old days. And I just love how they put that. So at this time, we always reflect on New Year's Eve and making resolutions. But how often do we say goodbye to those things that we no longer wish to carry with us? So throughout the last couple of days, I had asked you to, if you wanted to do it with us, do so in your home, take out a piece of paper and write down something that you just wish to no longer have attached to you. There are times that we can reflect on it, we can meditate on it, we can breathe it out, but deep down we haven't really let it go. And just in Irene's meditation, let go, get in touch with your emotional, energetic field. Think of a situation or something where you feel wronged and write it down. This is the opportunity. And then with using fire, it's a very cathartic process to see those attachments go up and be released to the universe. And I also have here my bowl, and it is full of salt, which is a wonderful absorber of negativity, and other various herbs such as sweetgrass, lavender, sage, and rosemary. So I'd like you to just give yourself a moment. Take in those things that you wish to no longer occupy your space, your energetic field. I know personally, I think we would all be in agreement that with the current events that have taken place, we need to let go of judgment. So I have taken the liberty of writing that down. I'm going to try and get my camera to do more on the actual bowl itself without making a fire here any bigger than I have. So I ask that judgment be released as we enter into the year. I ask that we release division for all of mankind. I ask that ego, especially amongst our world leaders, to be released and surrendered. And now I have pages or pieces from people who have sent in. So, Dawn Cummings, we now release what no longer serves you. Lynn B, say goodbye to what no longer serves you and leave it in the past. Jolene, surrender that which is holding us back from being open to the new year. Norm, let go of the attachments that you have held on to, for they no longer serve you for your highest and best. Holly, may this purification cleanse you of that which is holding you back. Pam, let us let go of any hurt, for it no longer serves us into this coming year and new cycle. Carly, let us surrender what has been weighing us down. And Kathy, say goodbye to any hurt and anything holding you back from your past, for it no longer serves you. I ask this in all honesty and sincerity, and I am honored to do my part. So be it, and be it so, for it is done. Amen.
I have two, Kelly, that are ones that, yeah. So if
I
you
have
could,
paper.
okay. And I'll send it to you so we can have the words, but I don't want to read it. But Holly needs to release.
Oh, I just did her.
Oh, did you do Holly? Okay.
Earlier.
All right, I got another one here, I think, too, that somebody just texted me. I can't find it at the moment. I'll find it, but yeah. So could we say something to anybody that you're probably going to already do that, right?
Absolutely.
Anybody that didn't get to write in yet?
For all those who are here with us in fellowship, taking part in this sacred ceremony to release what has been holding us back. May it be trauma, may it be hurt, may it be relationships. May this represent the energy that we all need to release and let go, to surrender. For it no longer serves us as we move forward. Amen.
Amen.
Am I supposed to go into my talk now?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You can go to your talk. Yep.
I'm
And
sorry.
anybody too, if you didn't get to write your thing, write it in. It's about intention and Kelly burning that last piece of paper and anything you need to release, right? Just close your eyes for a moment and let go of anything and just see it just going away. Letting go can be so powerful, Kelly. And I thank you to everybody. Kelly, thank you so much for coming on and doing this. And we didn't know how we were going to do it exactly on Facebook Live and do it virtually instead of how we normally would do it in person. And I think Kelly did an awesome job. It was beautiful.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you all who join in. I really am amazed every time I do a service that normally in person people get so much out of, and I still feel as though I'm amazed every time how intimate it can be in your home.
Yeah.
And as much as I can't stand together apart, we're all cells in the body of spirit, and that is evident every time, where two or more are gathered, there is love.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. So Kelly also is our inspirational speaker for this evening. So we have to thank her twice for doing the burning bowl ceremony and for speaking. So I'm going to give it to Kelly. Take it away now with her wonderful talk.
Thank you so much. Okay. So of course I went on here today, and as normal, I'm trying to figure out, there we go. Okay. I always think of what I'm going to say, and I'm always surprised that it never works out. But what needs to be heard eventually comes out. So why should today be any different? As I took part in what was really a shift in the energy for tonight, I felt so good this afternoon. I was like, wow, domino effect, things are happening. I really feel so much positivity and light returning to us. And I spoke briefly yesterday about how walking into January this year, I think we're kind of doing it a little on the quiet end instead of, making acclimates that this is going to be our year. And I think that's evident in learning lessons from the past. And I don't know about anyone else, but my I didn't get an explosion or anything happening at midnight on 12/31. But boy, it did feel good. Just like we released our intentions and what has been holding us back using that fire energy, I did feel a weight lifted. And last year, as I stood before you and spoke about 2020, I said that we really needed 2020 vision going into that year. But I also said that that year in numerology, master builder, creating our foundation of what it is we need to move forward. And I didn't exactly know how long of a timeline that was, but I knew it wasn't just going to be a new year or even a new decade. And sometimes we have to be brought to our knees to really be forced to make change and get out of our own way. So with the pause and the timeouts and everything else, we had to really learn to accept going within and focus on home, family, and health, which is all about the number 4 in numerology. And as we got past September and October, November, and December, we look back like we do in any situation of our life, and we say, oh, if only. Hindsight is 2020. And that is exactly what we need to carry through. That it's hindsight. So stop holding on to it. Stop clutching on to the things that didn't go right or the things you missed out on. And congratulate yourself for being here right now in this moment. It's a present. It's a gift. And we have lost many in this battle. And just as I remember today, January 6th, is the anniversary of my father's funeral 4 years ago. I think about everyone that we've lost. And some days what gets me through is that when your hero dies, everything they stand for must live on through you. We must embrace life. We must embrace love. Otherwise, that is the true tragedy. That is dishonoring what they would want for us. And as my day later today, and all of the events on the news came through, Angie and I were, what do we do? And I said, well, you know what? We do what we do. We go out and we choose to walk in the light of love, in fellowship, in unity, and in peace. I said, if there ever needed to be a healing service, I think today is a perfect day. I then reflected on the principles of spiritualism. And I just want to reiterate that spiritualism believes that life continues after the physical change called death. And that God is a loving God who only wants our greatest good. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience as we learn lessons for our own individual needs and our own divine timing for growth. Spiritualism firmly believes that the gateway to reformation or change for the better is always open to each of us. So I get back to that word choice. We choose to walk in the light of love. We are all light workers. Whether you're certified or taken a class or been born as a tradition of your own existence, We are all light workers and healers. It's times like this, like we had mentioned earlier, prayer. Did you pray for them? And I keep being reminded about every little hiccup, we'll call it, about more restrictions and all kind of global division, political division. If we cannot change the circumstance, then we must change our perspective. So what can we do tonight? I could have sat home and watched the news and sat there on social media watching all the hype and then getting on social media, and this person has this opinion and this person has this opinion, creating more anxiety and creating more fear. And I shut off my computer and I turned off that TV. I took a shower because I love to just wash everything away. And I cried because how else are you going to get it out? You have to go through it in order to get to the other side. And then I pulled up my bootstraps and said, this is what we do. This is what we do. So whether you practice Reiki or shamanism or you're Lutheran or whatever it is, the premise of all of that is love and peace. And when we come together, we are honoring that. And we learn each time how. How can we do it better? How can we make progress? And then I remember that in the silence, the messages are heard. And in the stillness, the world is transformed. So sometimes just being still is how we can help create a ripple effect of calm and choosing faith over fear. And if there's one thing I want you to take away tonight in this wonderful evening of healing, is to let go of your anxiety, let go of your fear, choose faith, know that you are never alone. And as we put away the hardships of 2020, we grow from the lessons. Let's take 2021 and think of ourselves as winners. We've already won by being here. We've already won by coming together, by being one. So 2020 WON. We're here to win by creating the ripple effect of peace, by letting go of fear and division. So let us surrender to all that has kept us a little stuck. Breathe in the new chapter for January, being the first month of the year. And know that we can choose our own perspective to go forward in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. That was beautiful. It was the perfect words that we needed for tonight. And I agree with you. This is what we do. This is what we can all do, is come together and heal. And I love that you said choose faith, not fear. I feel like that's so important right now, is we need to all choose faith always. So thank you. I'm going to bring Reverend Irene back in because we're going to you want to do some messages, Kelly? I don't think I told her about that part. Is she there, Kelly? Oh, she's there. Okay. So we're gonna, so if you have some messages, yeah, and Kelly, I can see everybody's thanking you. Everybody's writing thank you for the bowl and for your words. Your words are powerful.
Thank you. I'm always humbled to be a vessel for spirit, especially as part of the family of Santosha. Thank
Yes,
you.
we are a family. Yep, you're part of the family for sure. Yep, here we have very inspirational. You can read through the beautifully said, Kelly. Thank you over and over again. Lots of comments, and thank you to everybody for joining us too. We appreciate it. That's really how we can heal things and heal ourselves and heal the world, is coming together like this, all of us, right? And joining our faith together and sending our faith and our love out into the world, and that's how we change things.
Okay. So shall we go into the message portion then?
Sure.
Okay. Beautifully said, Reverend Angie, too. I enjoyed the talk so much. Thank you. It was so strengthening. This brings us to the message portion of our service. Message work is a form of verbal healing. We always set our intentions for the highest and best of the recipients. Very often in a group, a message given to one person will resonate with someone else. And if it feels healing to you, please accept it as well. I think of it as a way that spirit works very efficiently. And so let's say this prayer, and please join us if you know it. Oh God, as we open the doors to communication in unity with the Holy Spirit, the great I am of the universe, we give thanks, for we know that the words spoken are filled with your love, truth, wisdom, and power of understanding of the highest. Amen. So,
Do you want to put one up, Karen? I see Kathy there. I can take the first one. So Kathy, am requesting a message, hoping to find a new direction, and would appreciate any insight about that direction. Kathy, as I'm connecting with you, the first thing that I'm feeling here is your heart and connecting to your heart. And so I keep hearing your heart, and I keep feeling trust. You know, it kind of just the things we were talking about is trust and faith. It feels a lot to me like it's time for you to step into, I feel many, many spiritual gifts you have, and the very giving, loving sense that you have, as I feel you touch people's hearts and touch people's souls and healing so much more than you feel and so much more than you think. I keep seeing studying for you, okay, that maybe there's a certification or something along those lines, and going back to some kind of a program that I feel would help you a great deal. And I sort of feel this, I could probably go through a lot of things, and yet I feel that in your heart, you actually really kind of know what you so much love to do. I keep just gifts, so many gifts. And I know music is one of your gifts too. We'll have to bring you on and have you do that, because you're beautiful. I want to say too that I feel a gentleman and a woman stepping in from the other side. Okay. And this feels to me, I feel like dad and mom, and I don't know if you understand both of your parents being on the other side. I feel like they've been near, like very close to you, okay, offering you lots of love and lots of support. And I feel they'll be with you as you make this transition, because I really do feel like 2021 is going to be your year, okay? And as we go through and we get to June and July, I keep seeing those J months, June and July, I see you shining, okay? So follow your heart, please, okay? You're going to get there, trust. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. I hope that helped. Okay. Okay, so Kelly, do you want to go with this one?
Sure. I need a name.
That's written, I think, in Taiwanese. I don't know. Your American name, maybe? Do you want me to grab that one?
I feel as though I just needed to tune in. I feel as though, yes, I keep getting rippled water. Like there's been a lot of, there's moments of calm, and then there's a lot of like ripples in the water. And those ripples represent, a bit of a storm. But I feel as though what is needed to be asked on your end is, I'm hearing the old cliche from, like, if you go to a doctor and he prescribes love and then it says, what if it doesn't work? Increase the dosage. So I feel as though you need to make a choice whether or not you want this to work, and ask yourself why. And the same thing on the other end. If you are done with this, be done with it. But the choice lies up to you. And you can no longer teeter-totter back and forth. You have to, it comes up to you. You're waiting for somebody else to pull the Band-Aid off so that you don't have to make the final decision. And that's not how it works, is what I'm being told. And I feel as though you have a grandmother on mom's side that comes through in spirit, and she was a tough woman. And you get a lot of her, you have a lot of her backbone, even though you don't speak up and use it often. And then you get upset for not speaking up. And this is being presented to you. And I feel as though you've been struggling with this for quite a long time. I want to say like 2 years. And that it's time, but it's up to you to make the decision. And if you want to go the path of trying it again, you have to. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So you've got to do it differently. The other person is just as afraid to show love because they're going to be, smited and have their past resentments blurted out and held against them. So if you're going to make a clean slate to go forward, then you have to let go of the past hurts and speak to someone in a counseling type venue to go past that. Or if you're truly done, it's been long enough, you need to make that decision. So I feel as though you're not going to be happy with my answer because there was no answer, but there is clarity in it. It is up to you. You have the power, and you're the one who needs to make your decision. Ask Archangel Gabriel to help with assistance in this matter. I leave you with that. God bless.
Irene, I'm going to give one to you, okay? If you're good with that, okay? And Karen, I'm going to read off of because we have another Facebook page where you're writing messages that don't appear on screen. So this is Diane asking about my family, my youngest son especially, any guidance.
All right, Diane. Okay. The first thing I'm hearing is, all right, is to venture forth without fear. You are being assured that your younger son is, and the guides are saying, is one of us. All right, so he has a spiritual, and I want to say destiny, and he has the fortitude within himself to actually go within and seek guidance from his self if he's open to it. Okay, I'm just trying to get clarity on what's being presented to me. I feel there's some fearfulness on your part, and I'm asking, you're being asked to let go of that fearfulness, and for you to place yourself before others, and through difficult situations, even disposition. It's important for your well-being to maintain that evenness, even if sometimes you need to step back or step away, from encounters that are less to your liking. All right, so place yourself before others, and I actually see you standing and like calm emanating from you when you do this, and it will affect those who are around you. And I'm speaking of your family. And sometimes it is wise to maintain distance in matters of the heart. All right. a certain amount of distance, and along with some fortitude yourself. And please know that you are not alone, as we've heard tonight, but you are definitely not alone. You have many who support you in the spirit world. So God bless you.
Okay, I think I'm up. I'll try to give a quicker message so we can try to get through some more. Okay, so 2020 beat me down in many ways. Aside from obvious, I broke my leg twice. Wow. Was hospitalized with pulmonary embolism, struggled for my stepdaughter having multiple drug overdoses and got COVID. Wow. Heather, let me connect for you right away. Okay, you've been through a lot. Spirit's showing me that the first thing I feel like is obviously change, which that kind of forced you into a lot of change with everything that you've gone through. I feel a grandmotherly presence stepping in for you from the other side. And I feel this woman being somebody that was very, very giving and very, very loving. And I could almost hear her kind of saying that out of all, like you and your sisters, she's saying, I didn't play favorites, but you were kind of one of the favorites. Okay. I feel like she's been with you an awful lot. I keep seeing cardinals and I keep seeing pennies. And I feel like when you find either one of those or you're seeing cardinals a lot, know that she's with you and she's been with you on this journey. All right. It almost feels to me that when this happened with your leg is I feel like you were forced to stop. Okay. And you had to stop in order to heal. And I'm feeling stopping actually was good for you. It was good for a lot of us as we kind of went through this quarantine of this year, that we needed to stop and sort of reevaluate and maybe even then go in different directions, say, in our lives. And that's sort of what I feel for you. Okay. Is I feel like emphasis on what's very, very important, the most important things. Okay. And I feel like you have a very loving heart, and I feel like you always did, but I feel like it's even more loving on those things that are of importance. So I feel that as we start going into 2021, you'll start to see what the lessons were from all this. And I don't want to say that you had to learn, because that was the terrible way to have to go through lessons, but it does feel to me like it's changed again. Like Kelly said in her talk earlier, it's about perspective. And I feel like but you sort of were forced to change yours, but I feel like you did that. And I feel as we go through 2021, you're going to find some new things on your path that are going to be very, very good for you. I'm feeling with I think you said daughter that was going through some things. I see her kind of going, it feels to me again, as we go through 2021, I keep seeing the words better, and I could see her even on a better path or going in a different direction. I feel that what you went through also taught a lot of people around you a lot of things as well. Okay. As they watched you go through what you had to go through. And I feel this with you too, so much strength inside as you endured. Okay. And you found that strength that inside of you to get past it, but you showed others how to find theirs as well. Okay. And I hope this helps. Okay. And I'm going to be sending you healing too. All right. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love, my friend. Oh, Kelly, we know that's for you, Kelly.
Bill Chase. Oh, you warm my heart, first of all. There's a message from me. Thank you for joining us. And thank you I keep getting like a herald, and that word is on purpose, a herald up above, not just, it goes in the ascension of, sorry, there's a plane going overhead and I'm outside. But, we have our loved ones, and then we have all the angels, and then the higher ups, and I'm just getting the herald. And there's something about the holidays for you and your father, and I don't want to get into that specifically on this forum, so I will message you personally about that. But I am hearing like they're not letting me let go of the heralding with the trumpets. And they're saying you have had enough transformation, and now is your time of transcendence. You've accepted all that you are able to accept in relationships of the heart, like you've healed as far as you're going to heal with that, and you've accepted it for the most part, but now you're ready to transcend from this and open yourself up to many things. And I also see like you accepting this new life that I'm being told to tell you about. And I'm also being told, and I feel strongly, this is from your mother, and I don't know if she had a heart issue or lung or breast, but it's in that quadrant. And she's thanking you because this time you really needed to be with your father. And even when you couldn't physically be there, she knows that you do the work that you do, which is being a healer, and that you're constantly sending healing out. And he has received it and is so proud of you. And this was your purpose during this past, I want to say 8 months especially. So that's what's coming to me. And I thank you so much for joining. And I look forward to seeing you. I don't know if you've got a book that you want to write, but I feel as though you should start exploring that, because you do have a wonderful, powerful, inspirational story that needs to be heard. And that is what you lack a lot of times, is not feeling heard. You are worthy of being heard. So speak up. Thank you.
Okay. Irene, you ready for another?
Tonight is a sun night. All right. So, wondering if my older son will find his purpose. The immediate answer is indeed. It's assurance. Okay. I'm feeling that for you, that you need to welcome fortitude and wisdom and patience, on his behalf into your lives. All right. And that patience is going to help you overcome any difficulty. All right. And let's see. And as far as his actions, I'm hearing to not resent his actions at the time. Place yourself forward. And I think visualizing is going to help him also. Visualizing him being successful. I feel like I see this golden bright light around him, and that's the light of success. And you can be visualizing that as you think about him on a daily basis, and that will help things come about. And I'm also hearing the advice to monitor the thoughts that you send in his direction. And again, I'm hearing patience is a virtue. So I feel that this message is an empowering one for you as his mother. To really actualize and help him find his purpose, all right, by your doing some of these actions. And I'll leave that with you in light and love, and say God bless you.
Okay, I think I'm up here. Okay. Hi, Tanya. A more specific question. I'm struggling with the friendship. I would love some insight. Okay, so let me try and connect here. It feels like a friendship. It feels like a long time friendship, something that you've had in your life for a long time, and or at least it feels that way. And it feels like both of you have gone through a lot of changes, is what I'm feeling, and a lot of where you've sort of gone in different directions, and I feel like she's gone in different directions. And I feel that when that's happened other times, I feel like the two of you have then kind of gone in your directions and come back together. together when the time is right, when you've needed each other. I feel though that the direction, it's almost like you don't really know exactly what's going on with her. I feel like she's not talking to you or not explaining things to you or letting you know, like if she at least told you a couple things, you'd feel a little bit better. I want to say it feels to me like this friend could actually use some healing right now and use some healing prayers. And I feel that while things appear and feel to be in disarray between the two of you right now, is I'm feeling like send that healing and send those prayers, because I'm feeling that's what's needed. Okay. I feel like what's going on with this friend, maybe the pulling away or maybe even the taking advantage of you here and there, is not about you. It feels like deep things inside of this friend that they're going through. Okay, so I feel like the healing is to help them with the struggle and get through it and get past it and get to the other side of this. I do see the two of you coming together, and I see a conversation happening between the two of you. And it feels to me that when that happens, I see healing taking place, and I see coming back together in a healthier way. All right. Because it feels like things maybe had gotten to a place that they weren't as healthy as you would have liked them to be. So it feels like this separation and this moving apart for right now is almost like an opportunity for you both to take some deep breaths as you come together again and resolve and solve. But I'm feeling, again, a lot like sending some healing and sending some white light to this friend would be very beneficial. I feel like for both of you, but I feel very much like your friend needs this. Okay. I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. I hope that helped. Thanks. Okay. Kelly? Did you freeze? Irene, oh, there she is. Okay. Did Kelly freeze? You know, we can't hear you, Kelly. I can't hear you, Irene. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. I think so. I keep hearing your struggle of when is it going to stop being so hard? When is it going to stop being so hard? And you need to stop searching outside for something to come and fix it. You need to authentically, and I feel as though journaling would really help you figure this out. And I feel as though when I get into your headspace, you've got so much that you're catastrophizing with worry, and worry is just, I'm hearing like the small ego of, why do you think you deserve that? I feel as though your lack of making a big decision is coming from fear of playing small, that you're not worthy of being thought of to have this, or you're not deserving of this. And I feel that comes from ties from childhood of scarcity, of not having enough, and that you equate it to not being enough. And it's saying, I'm hearing, why do you think you've been presented with this? Because you serve no one by playing small. So what is meant for you shall not pass by you, but it's time for you to step into your power and have the confidence, because everyone else around you sees it. So then I'm being reminded, you need to choose to walk in the light of love, to know that you are worthy and you are deserving. You've done the hard work, the labor. And I'm being shown, like hard labor, intense work in all aspects of being mother, wife, friend, daughter, etc. And now they're saying, here's a little scoop to make your life easier so that you can breathe. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. Now is the very time time to take the leap and believe. If you believe in it, then the net will appear. You're the only one standing in your own way. And I leave you with that.
Brenda, are any career guidance? Okay. Let's see. What I'm hearing is that your destiny is foretold. And it's right now, the career guidance is to arrange matters to your liking. All right. And that your presence is required in any matters that are troublesome, you know, and to let go of any blame, you know, and to instead pursue courses that are more to your liking, all right, as far as your career. And I get the feeling that you know what suits you, you know, so provide that for yourself. And again, I just hear this repeat of arrange to your liking. All right. So, and not to suffer at all about your career. And I see you sitting down in a quiet time with paper and pencil and writing some things down for yourself so you can arrange them and see what really stands out to you. And I'm also hearing no blame going forward. All right. So I'll leave that with you in light and in love. God bless you.
So I just want to say there's so many of you. I can see all the messages coming in. I'm going to post like sometime in the next week or so. We'll get on and we're going to just do a message service. All right. And try to get to all your questions because it just feels like right now we just need this. So I'm going to do one more and then we're going to close because we're already like way over time. And but with that, if you watch our page over this next week, I don't know what date, but we're going to post a date and do a message service. How does that sound, Irene and Kelly? Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want to do you have one more, Karen, there for me or? Any message for my son and I from his father. Hi, Danette. Okay. I feel he absolutely is around. I feel like a really strong presence coming through with him. I feel like he had a strong personality. I feel like he had a sense of humor. Like I could see him very often like finding the humor in a situation. So if things were stressed or things were tough, he'd find the humor. And I can almost kind of hear his humor being like a little off-color humor. And I can hear his laugh. I feel like a good laugh, you know, like the kind of laugh that if you walked in a room and you heard him laughing, he would make you laugh. He just had that vibrancy or that charismatic presence is kind of what I'm hearing. And he's saying, boy, I love hearing all these compliments about me. And I can hear him laughing just with that. He's saying that he is absolutely watching over his son. And he's saying, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. I just can't believe the things that you're doing and the things that you're accomplishing. And he's saying that he wants you to be very proud of yourself, okay? Because you're not always, and you don't recognize always your achievements, and you're always expecting more from yourself. And your dad is saying, no, you're doing amazingly well, and you'll keep on going, and I'll be with you always, sitting on your shoulder, all right, kind of guiding you as you go along and making sure you stay out of trouble. And he's laughing and he's saying he's just kidding with that because you don't do anything that gets you in trouble. He's saying you're doing the right things, and he loves you, and just know he's with you. Recognize, I want to say, feel like maybe somebody in the house might lose their keys from time time to time, or might have issues with the cell phone from time to time. I feel he's doing those things. I see a picture moving in the house too. So I don't know if somebody's having to straighten out a picture all the time, or, one that's on the wall, or one that's on the table. He's saying that there's a picture in the house too that he likes of himself. All right. So, and he's kind of laughing with that as well. He's glad you have it out. But make sure too that you talk to him. Okay. He's saying that you do. And he's saying, I hear you. All right. I hear you. And I do answer you. If you ask me a question and you close your eyes and you just let a thought come in, you'll have the answer. But really, you knew him so well that you already knew what he would have said anyway, is what he's saying. And but he's saying, please keep talking to me. I do hear you, and I'm with you, and I love you very much. Okay. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. I hope that makes sense. It helps. Okay. So I thank everybody for being here with us this evening. I love that you came together. It felt like such a beautiful, intimate evening. It really did. And that's partly because of Kelly Wall and our Burning Bowl ceremony, that I'm so grateful that she came on and that we were able to have it. It was wonderful. And your talk, Kelly, too, was beautiful. The words were just the words that we needed to hear from this evening. And I want to thank Reverend Irene, okay, who I didn't even know how to do a church service until I talked to Irene. So thank goodness for all these years that we've had our worship service is thanks to Irene. And I have to thank my buddy back there, Karen Sully. You can't see her, but she's back there. She runs all the technical stuff, and Santosha wouldn't run anywhere near the way it does without Karen and her help. So thank you, Karen. And thank you to Elaine Thomas for the words that we read in the beginning of service. They were words she has, if you want to read them again, they're posted on her Facebook page, and I'm going to share them also. So you'll see them on mine. We want to close here. I'm going to close with the divinity prayer. And if you know it, join us. There is a divinity within me that no man can destroy. There is a light within me that only I can dim. As I focus upon this light, it is my perfection, my protection, my very being. It wells within me and fills me. It surrounds me and protects me. It releases me from all negativity and permits myself to move forward in certainty that wholeness and light are mine, and no thing or being can destroy it. For the Father and I are one and cannot be separated. Know this with certainty, feel it, and experience it. God is, I am, and we are one. Thank you very much, everybody. Watch for our post, and we'll see you next time as well.
Good night.
Good night.